Alright guys, so if you guys checked out our Inner Geekdom reaction match, hopefully you did it because it's very cringe on our end. We were not very good hosts of a show.
Just on our end.
Yeah, just on our end. But that's neither here nor there. Point is, we kind of talk about, you know, our predictions and our thoughts about this team match because we kind of anticipated doing one video, but then we're like, woof, let's not. So, I'm Henry Confidential, that's Jake Marangoni, and that's Michael Campbell. Jake, how do you feel about this actual team match that we're going to react right now?
Yeah, I don't know how much I should just repeat from what I said in the first match that we did, but yeah, this is one of the most evenly close team matches I can at least think of as far as just pure knowledge goes. Both teams have really showed why they're in this match. I mean, Shirewolves are the champions, and I feel that it really is strategy going to come into play, or is it just going to be the luck of what they're going to do in round 1 and 2? Because really, that's where you get the most points from. My biggest worry is how they're going to do in round 5, because really we haven't really seen them play. I'm sorry, Michael, I'm just ripping that off from you, and we'll see what happens. But at the end of the day, one of these teams is going to be going for the champs lunch, and I'm going to go slide edge critically acclaimed, but still 51-49.
Jake, one quick thing: do you regret wearing that shirt in the last match?
I can either confirm nor deny, and just pretend that match never happened.
All right, Michael, quick thoughts on this upcoming match.
Yeah, I mean, Jake mentioned 51-49, so I feel like I have to mention Dom and Jen again, you know, just to keep things consistent. These are like their knowledge bases are very big, and they have also good and weird strengths that not a lot of teams have, so hopefully that comes into play. Betting round and speed round, I can't wait to see how those play out, and yeah, let's do it.
There you go. And as I said in the previous video, but if you guys hadn't checked that out, I'm a big fan of William Bibiani as a person as well as a competitor. And honestly, if Chris Clark hadn't claimed like being his #1 fan a long time ago, I probably would have done that before I jumped on the Mike Kalinowski bandwagon. So anytime I get a chance to root for Bibiani, I do. I'm a huge fan of him as a person, so I'm excited to watch them compete. And I really like Whitney. He kind of disappointed us in a singles match, but sometimes that's just, it could be nerves, could be, you know, just getting the feel of the game without your partner. So I feel like they're going to bounce back and they're going to do great. Shirewolves are nobody you can, you know, sleep on. You definitely have to prepare for their knowledge and they're going to come swinging, but I got critically acclaimed going on this one. So before we get started, quick shout out to anybody watching this who hasn't been here before. Hit subscribe for Confidential Cinema. Give us some love. We do these reactions all the time. We're trying to be really active and regular with the reactions, so you know, definitely gets our input. We do analysis at the end, so make sure that you don't get kind of worried about how long the video is, because we do an analysis portion at the end, and we kind of really dig deep into the match and we analyze, you know, bit by bit of everything that happens. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like the video if you're already at this point in the video and you haven't clicked off, or if you didn't skip ahead. And one last thing, check out all of our content on here. We do trivia, debates, top 5 shows, and all of that kind of stuff. So with that being said, now we can get started into the match, because I feel like I got to start doing YouTube-like things, and that was it. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
So Henny, are you saying let's do this?
Go out there.
Do this, let's.
Yep.
Talk to each other.
Talk to each other.
No knee-jerk reactions.
Yep.
You know?
Just play it one round at a time.
Always.
That's it. That's all we do. Yep. And just breathe.
I just love how they just casually have the belts with them. Yeah, this is nice.
Well, it's the Shirewolves. Those are
The
some
beauty.
really nice belts you got there.
And the beast.
It'd be a pity if you were to lose them today, which is gonna happen. I'm terribly sorry, but your championship is gonna have to be relinquished.
Yeah, we've done this so many times.
I mean, 2 weeks ago I heard this from Kalinowski.
Yeah, and who's the boss?
Yep, they said it too.
Bateman loves
oh
to come in here
Yeah.
and try and
So we've
say
heard
They just,
this all before.
Yeah, you
Now
know,
we know
you
exactly
what
when they
we're
recorded
not?
this,
We're not
2 weeks ago.
Bateman, and we're not Kalinowski, and we're not any of the other players.
Yeah, I'm starting to
We
get a
are the
little
players
Patriots vibe
who
from
will defeat you
Shirewolves.
today. And we have the strength, we have the power, we have the brains.
Super
And William, do you have anything to add?
I am such a fan! You guys are so cool! When you beat
I kinda love this
Kalinowski all those
dynamic
times,
between
when you beat
them.
Bateman all those
Sorry.
times, those guys are such jerks! You're so good! You're so
Bibiani's
good.
like, I love the
What?
Shirewolves, and Whitney's like, I'm gonna get those belts.
Yes! Please, please, please take my picture. Take my picture, they're right here, it's good. Come
What
here.
are you doing?
Is this good cop, bad cop?
Come on, okay, listen, I'll take it myself.
Basically.
Okay, you guys.
But I feel like they don't have the
Say
same.
that long may they reign.
Three's Company. So what does that make Bibiani? Yikes. Boom! Ooh, that's pretty. That's a nice graphic. Is that first?
What do you mean?
The title in the background. That was the first, right?
I'm pretty sure that's happening. Maybe.
It's been smaller, for sure, like in the top right. But
It's always in the top corner.
Yeah,
right?
but I'm talking about on the actual beginning. I think that was the first.
The Inner Geekdom,
Yep,
but now
maybe.
it is time for
Can you feel it in the air
championship,
tonight,
the
Christian? Is
Team
that what you're saying?
championship. That's right. The challengers, critically acclaimed William Bibiani and Whitney Seibold. That's right. They go up against the reigning champions themselves, the Shirewolves.
Oh yeah, people love the Shirewolves as they should. Christian, why do we compete? Why do we get in this competition
I'm
arena?
retired, Ken.
Oh, why in general?
No.
We, the royal we. Why? Why?
Because
the answer is to win gold.
To win gold.
To win gold.
Thank you, right.
Glory.
The royal we.
This is what this is all about, and I'm so excited to be here for this title match. It all comes to these kind of matches.
Well, there's so much story here for sure, because the funny thing is that you rewind, on the first iteration of Inside Schmodown, you had interviewed a very different back then William Bibiani, who was a little bit more cocky, who was a little bit more arrogant. And
to be fair, he said exactly
at that time he said
both belts.
that he was going to win the singles tournament, he was going to win the teams tournament, he would have both championships, and when Critically Acclaimed debuted, everyone thought this was a team that was going to be unstoppable. They ran into late to the party. There was a big bump in the road. We didn't really, out of the tournament,
It was a fluke.
we didn't see them for a
Let's
little
be
bit.
honest.
I mean,
But the
I
attitude
like
got better.
Robert and Vanessa.
William
I like Late to the
Bibiani
Party.
Yeah,
and
but,
Whitney
like,
started
clearly.
the show. It's very similar
I mean,
to
watch their
Bibiani.
They went
reactions.
12 for 12 in their
To where
comedy.
we had this big,
round.
that
Yeah.
Draco match, and then JTE threw him
Watch
off.
their
What's
reactions.
gonna
It
happen?
can
He
be kinda
eventually
rough
gets himself
sometimes.
to a #1 contender match, and then he won the championship. Can he repeat himself here? Because Critically Acclaimed is 4-1 now, and all 4 of their wins by TKO.
That's amazing. I didn't even know that stat. Frankie Numbers didn't text me that like he texted you. But, the story of William the Beast Bibiani is very interesting to me. This is a guy who came in heralded, came in like this.
Shout
and
out
the team,
Christian's
the
early
critically
2000s
acclaimed, you
spiky
think
hair.
this is going to work. It's like my 3rd marriage. It doesn't work, but
Fucking
you learn,
yikes.
and that's how I got my 4th marriage.
Right.
So
Just
that's
missing
what happens, and they have
prostitutes.
learned. I
Yeah.
give William the Beast Bibiani a
He's
lot of
even got
credit
the button-up
for
shirt with no
coming
shirt
out
on
of a
underneath. Like,
valley
it's
and
definitely
climbing
early
back up to
2000s
a
on
And
here.
the same can be said for Whitney Seibold as well, who's been playing very well. But here's the problem. The problem is that, yes, they are 4-1, they have 4 knockouts, and they have a championship shot.
They are going up
The problem
against
is that they have to try to win
top
the
3
championship
best
with the
teams.
Shirewolves. And the
yeah.
Shirewolves are one of, if not the best team that we have seen. They are 5-0. They have not lost.
Above the
They
line.
are 2 former rookies of the year. They
keep it at
saw
one.
what Clark Wolf did
One
last year
half.
in the tournament. Lost to Ethan Irwin, the
You don't need to
former
have
Movie
that.
Trivia
No.
Showdown champion, in the finals by a word. 1 word, and she would have been playing for.
I love that so much.
She has been for championship.
What word?
Doesn't matter if
She was like, wait, what did I say?
Has done the same thing. They are legends in the league.
She was like, wait,
They are
what did
Hall
I
of
just
Fame
say?
players.
'Cause,
And
pretty
they-
sure I
and
said the
now
other thing.
Rachel
What do you
Cushing
think I
also
said?
coming off maybe the biggest win of her career, and when she defeated Mike Kalinowski, and arguably one of the best matches we've ever seen. She is now the Inner Geekdom champion. She is the first ever female.
All you had to do was go multiple choice,
as well
Mike.
as being
Go
the
Mike.
first
You would be the
double
champ.
belted with
Mike
the
will be back.
Geekdom championship. So these ladies are intimidating. They are some of the strongest players that we have ever seen in this game.
I feel like the
And
Schmodown
it's
is
not
kind of
going
like
to be easy for
ESPN
Critically
at times.
Acclaimed.
Like LeBron
The
just
Shirewolves
broke a
also
record
want
of
to make
scoring
sure
3
they're
points
chasing that Patriots record
in
of
10
6
seconds on a
title defenses,
Tuesday.
7 title defenses,
First
excuse me.
time that's ever happened in
Now
6
they
years.
are going
Calm
for
down.
number 2.
Wow, yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't compare that to, I don't know, winning the team and in the Geekdom belt simultaneously.
Well, I'm just saying, like, they're always like, it's the first time that's ever happened.
And,
It's just
and
like, yeah,
how
I mean,
these two competitors, Clark.
Hey, they're the first female
they
competitors,
have
we should
grown
mention.
In the league.
This
A
is
lot of
this is
people know
big.
Rachel and I were partners. But like,
Champions.
Much stabbed her in the back. I remember.
well, maybe that's from a certain point of view. But like, much like when my first
I
5
betray
marriages ended,
you.
all 4 of those, 5 of those
That's from a certain
women,
point of view.
actually was 4.
Right.
There was a double marriage. They all went on to better things after. They all went on to bigger and better things, and that's what Rachel has done. From the shadow and the crumbled.
So we all have
shadows
Ken
of
to
Nerds
thank,
Watch,
basically. That's
She's
what-
now one of
is
the
what he's
champions,
saying.
and Clark Wolf is one of the most
Sorry,
intense
Grace.
competitors who comes to play. Game
Oh.
day is a thing with her. You kind of like a pitcher in the 5th inning of a no-hitter. You
I do
just
like
stay
Clark.
away and let her do her thing. This is going
I
to be
like
a big
3
match.
people out of this
I want
match.
to hear about your future alimony.
I'll let you
I would
guys
love
I
to
like-
now
figure it
move
out.
over to hear from the
Well,
players.
you don't have to. I
They have a lot to
think
say.
you kind of
Here we go.
blatantly pointed it out.
Arrogant, huh? Good to know.
I love pretty good players. I like class. Figure it out, guys.
Figure it out.
That was a good match, though. I love that match.
Let's see some critically acclaimed stuff.
But the Shirewolves, they're female competitors, Henry.
And they also dress up as the rookie Peaches. How can you
Here
know
we
that?
are. Yeah, we're back.
That's from a movie.
I'm
The
feeling
team
good.
title
Yeah,
persons.
it's the Magic season, supposedly. I think it's time that we were a part of that.
Let's go
season.
critically
I don't
acclaimed.
Defended once,
Still know
and
what
we
that
are
means.
Very ready
The
to
Magic
defend again.
season.
Critically acclaimed, they are gaining their respect.
Whitney and I have been a great team.
Yeah, critically acclaimed.
You and I started from humble beginnings, as many do.
We are the smartest people in the whole league, and we got to show that today. We really weren't humble.
No, actually, we were really arrogant about it.
We only had one loss, and that loss was by a razor-thin margin, and it was very high scoring. It is our time to finally prove that we are the greatest
This is
team
our time.
in the movie Trivia Schmodown. And you know what? I'm not going to squander it. You going to squander it?
Nah.
Critically acclaimed is an incredible team. There's no denying that whatsoever. We've
This
seen
is
what
actually
they do.
They're more than worthy competitors. Both of those guys.
No,
I've known
that's
William
not.
Bibiani for a really long time. The dude's a walking encyclopedia. But that
Go
said,
critically acclaimed.
Rachel and I think are
Hey, the guy has a belt.
players.
Oh, had a
They've got
belt.
weaknesses. We're aware of them. We've done our homework.
Go Clark.
And
Don't-
we are
don't
ready
love
because we
Shirewolves
want to
after
keep these
Clark
points.
came
The
out.
Shirewolves
Peaches
are
out.
formidable opponents. Several wins to their record.
They've never lost.
Let's go critically
At least
acclaimed
2
and
or 3
Clark.
wins then.
I have wanted to play these two players since I started. They are the smartest.
Yeah, we've never seen
capable,
Bibiani
dramatic,
play
cool,
Clark and
everything. I love
Rachel
them,
in
and
a
there's
singles
no way
match.
to prove that you're really good at this.
briefly
unless
saw
you take on
Bibiani play
players like
pushing in
Rachel and
both
Clark.
free
We
throws.
work so
So
well
I'm
as a team
I'm
because we
curious
work
how
together.
the
It's
dynamics
a
are.
partnership.
That Patreon
50-50.
exclusive.
Oh, yeah, which
Bibiani-
Having that unit for us in last season
Yeah, but
and
yeah,
last
no,
year
that's
was
a good
amazing.
point.
But now we can stand on our own. We've had other managers approach, and the truth of the matter is we're
Hey,
in
Michael,
this
do you
together.
and Jake
I
want to
think
be
we've
the
got
Henry
each other.
Club?
We're rogue agents.
Just name
back to
our
back,
club
and
after
good luck
Sanchez.
to Emma
Yeah,
and
House
Tomas.
after
my name.
Right now, it's
Pretty
you
arrogant,
and me
huh?
all the way.
Yes.
Their sense of style is top. You know, they're the top. Everything works well. Except for one thing. Those belts.
Honestly, that opening should have, that entrance should have
That's
won.
right.
Best entrance.
And it felt good. Felt
Not
really
that
good.
stupid
goes
ass
with
Thor
everything?
Ragnarok one.
That belt.
At least
But
the
you know what?
Audrey Hepburn part.
I want another belt. I've had the one belt. I want to try for a second, and
That was
there's
good. That was
no
really good.
one I would rather wear a belt.
I know what you're talking about. I'm
than
trying to
Whitney,
not
the
reference.
beauty, Cybold.
Oh, stop. No, keep
Never.
going,
You're
keep
By the
going,
way,
keep going.
our reaction didn't
Critically
post,
acclaimed,
but we knew
we've
Erased
won
Your Head
a
right
whole lot of
away.
matches by TKO,
Mhm.
but that
Like,
stops
within
today.
milliseconds.
We're after the record that
Yeah.
was set by the Patriots.
You might have
The
had your
first shot.
TKOs, but
I
you've
mean-
never played us.
We're going
And
to
we need
take the
7
belts from you
seasons.
politely,
Very nice.
Man,
gently,
for TKOs, but you
gonna
know,
be
play
nice
that.
about it,
Very reasonable.
but they're going to be on
You know
our
why William
lists.
Bibiani
And,
wears
possibly
Hawaiian shirts?
our
'Cause they fit.
shoulders if they don't fit.
Hashtag belt belt.
Hashtag belt.
I feel like
We're
most shirts
excited
could
to see
fit
you out
anyone.
there.
Just gotta find the
we're
right-
not
It's a-
going down lightly.
It's a
These
Gabriel
belts are
Iglesias
going to be
joke.
ours for
People
a
are
while.
like, why do you wear the, or no, yeah, Gabriel Iglesias. Why do you wear the Hawaiian shirts? To be honest, it's because they fit.
He is a terrible comedian, so I don't like your taste in this.
That's racist.
He's not very good.
He's not that good. I'm pretty sure it's been like he's been accused of stealing jokes. So
Look how we got here. By the way, big shout out to Eric, our editor, who's been cutting some amazing.
This is gonna turn into just the
promos.
roast
Maybe a
Henry
round of applause for
video.
The promos have just been insane.
Yeah, shout out Eric.
Check him out.
Yeah.
Check him out over at his YouTube channel, Nerd Crawl.
Awesome.
He didn't even give him a name drop.
This
It's
season.
fucked up.
So
Well, I said Eric.
So,
right?
listen,
There we go.
as you see inside of those promos,
There we go.
Yeah, he's great.
story.
I was about to roast
We
you,
are
Christian, if
getting
you didn't
to
name
the
drop.
fact of where these are a team that was deemed to be champions, haven't gotten there yet, and then
This
a
just
team
in.
that
We're gonna
has
have a title
earned
match today.
their right to be
Oh, wait.
the champions, and they're now going to prove it.
To be fair, Shirewolves
It all
haven't
comes
played
down to this.
top tier
The proof is in the pudding. I love
teams.
pudding. I love proof. It all collides.
to get to the
All right,
belt.
notable accomplishments. Here we go.
So these
For the
both teams are very
they have a
similar.
Former singles champion. They have 4 victories, and they also have 4 TKOs in all of their victories. And then the Shirewolves. They have way too many Schmodown awards that I can even list.
something
That's
Also,
one notable
I can't believe I didn't mention this, but MODOK. They've beaten MODOK, and every loss that MODOK have had
Yeah.
were to the champions.
With
Yeah.
one
Future or
match
current.
against the Who's the Boss team of Mark Riley and Ben Bateman.
So,
classics of all time.
I'm sticking critically acclaimed.
Jake, let's play this match like a team match again, because I kind of liked how we did that in the last Geek one.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna play
for round 2.
I just want to watch the searches. I'm curious to see what both teams are going to do.
Yeah. You be. We'll let you be the Shirewolves. We'll be critically acclaimed.
Yeah.
Let's get ready to schmodown!
Team Championship of the World.
Team title persons.
First.
French fried taters.
With a record of 4 wins, 1 defeat, and 4 knockouts.
I don't know the music. Do you guys?
Yeah. #1 contenders. Whitney, the Beauty Cyborg, the
Gremlins.
Trivia Schmodown champion, William the Beast Bibiani.
Only seen it once.
I haven't even seen the movie and I know it. That's actually wrong. I've seen it many, many times.
Hi, I'm Leonard Maltin. William Bibiani and Whitney Shirewolves are back with one of their famous entrances. Now, if you like what they did for Mystery Science Theater,
Oh my God, they got Leonard Maltin.
Monsters Inc., I think you're going to be disappointed this time around. I mean, I'm not one to judge. I just made a silly appearance in Gremlins 2. But I think you'll have to agree
Which is
with me,
great.
this one is pretty much of a letdown. In fact, I'm giving it no star.
Oh, that's so good.
That's amazing.
They got Leonard Maltin.
They got Leonard
I wonder
Maltin.
if he remembers his Smackdown match.
They got him to review their entrance.
Their entrance. That's so funny.
They got 0 stars.
That's kind of incredible.
With a record of 5 wins, no defeats.
Don't worry, guys. We'll just cut this part out. We'll go straight to round 1.
2018 Rookie Team of the Year, 2018 Team of the Year, and the reigning, defending, undefeated, undisputed
idea.
Trivia Schmodown Team.
Say it before it happens, and then you're like, oh, I know that.
Classic.
Because I have no idea. Delma and Louise?
That's what I was thinking.
So
Okay.
if they're wearing the
Great minds think alike.
if they're wearing the flannels,
Yeah, I saw it. Sucked as usual.
I think you have really bad manners.
Well, I think you dumb girls should stay out
that
of the man's
Sam?
game.
Where do you get off behaving like that?
Hey, that's why they invented the internet. So ignorant idiots like me could anonymously say whatever they wanted to. I'm a hero. You should be thanking me.
We think
Yeah.
you apologize.
we're gonna make you quit Twitter.
Having a completely uninformed opinion and spewing my stupidity?
You say you're sorry, or I'm gonna make you sorry.
Oh, man. Oh, come on, I have the right
You're not supposed to hold your
cowardly
finger on the
criticize
trigger,
people
Clark.
better than me.
I bet you even called us didn't you?
Of course I did.
Damn, I hate being called
Are you gonna apologize or what?
No, YouTube is nothing without my hot takes.
Or wood.
Fox accent. Like, she trying to sound like.
You!
I don't think he's gonna apologize.
No, I don't think so.
Ah, Nerf gun.
Find out, like, Clark was just keeping up between the real gun and then, like, she's like, oh, just kidding.
Yeah. Find all the haters. I love it.
I mean, it's better than quitting Twitter.
Yeah, I mean,
But don't worry, in 2
there
days.
should be more. There should be more fans. Like I don't remember knowing any fans of the Shirewolves. No, please. They deserve, you know. So many haters, not enough fans.
Yeah.
The champions had an amazing entrance for when they won the titles. They had an amazing entrance when they defended them, and now once again a great entrance for the champs. All right, so
Everything they do is amazing.
Sitting down.
Look at that. All the gold Rachel's got to put down there.
She's
Look
got
at
to put
that,
one
yeah.
away. So we are now going to go over the rules of round number 1.
Honestly, if I had 2 belts, I would be showing it to everyone, or at least just putting both on the table. Just flex, man. Flex as hard as you
If you don't
can.
like it, like, beat me for the belt, so you don't
rules.
want
Don't forget about your
Exactly.
And with that, that's everything happening in round 1, Ken.
Absolutely. It's going to be exciting. I think we should get to it, sir.
Okay.
See, that's how you do round 1. Ellis does it for way too long.
Yes, sir.
Let's do this.
Challengers, are you ready?
Christians like me when it comes to rules. Like, you guys know the rules. If
She
you
made
don't,
a reference to Doman. Did you hear that?
fucking
right.
She said, let's do this.
Question number 1 comes from the realm of comedies. Who stars as Jesse
And by the way, your board is upside
alongside
down.
Sean William Scott in Dude, Where's My Car?
I know.
I thought there was a documentary about JT's.
Oh, fudge.
That's Where's My Bird.
We're going to run that one into the ground.
But he
like
didn't really say
like
fudge, right, Jake?
5, 4.
What's your tattoo say? 2. What's your tattoo say? Sweet.
Ashton Kutcher.
No,
Yes, it
what's
is.
your
Ashton
Thank
Kutcher.
you.
Ashton Kutcher.
Bibbs.
I mean, we should go back and watch the video because Clark Wolf has actually had that question
Question
before.
number 2 comes in
That
the
question's been
category
used
of
before.
Horror/thriller.
Right, Clark?
Horror/thriller. What classic Halloween costume is 6-year-old Michael Myers wearing when he commits his first murder
Hey!
in 1978's Halloween? Do you remember?
I mean, I don't think Michael's got
your
this.
first murder?
I'm sorry, Michael.
I'm hoping it's not a specific, because I'm just writing the general
Oh,
term.
yeah. Let's let Michael go first.
A clown.
Yes, it is.
Clown.
Clown.
Yep, Bibbs.
Hey, clown.
Because it said classic Halloween, so I didn't know if it was like a movie character we were looking for, so I was nervous.
Christian.
We're starting. This is exactly what we thought we'd get, and now we get to question number 3: dramas. Dramas.
I mean, we're also 2 for 2. Don't act like they're doing anything.
Yeah.
Best Picture winner spotlight. Which major event in the United States forces the Boston Globe Spotlight team to put their investigation of sex abuse in the Catholic Church on hold?
So, long question. It's actually very obvious if you think about it.
5,
Based on, where it takes place.
3,
And the year.
1, pens down, and Rachel.
9/11.
9/11?
That's correct.
Oh,
Bibbs.
9/11.
Yes, correct.
I said Boston Massacre.
And Bibbs, I mean, Whitney.
9/11.
Okay, so only Clark missed there. So 6-5. 6-5, only 1 point down. We get to our next question.
Fourth question comes in the category.
Okay, if the match just ends now, good, right?
Yep.
Let's
how it
Let's go critically acclaimed. Wait, who missed that one?
In Independence Day.
Clark.
Damn it, Clark.
I'm sorry, Henry.
It's like tension.
Is it this woman?
Competitive tension.
4, 3, 2.
Both of my markers are not
One,
working
Bibbs.
right now.
Vivica Fox.
Yes.
Is it Vivica A. Fox?
I said Jada
Yes,
Pinkett Smith.
Whitney.
Vivica
I said Vivica is a fox.
Vivica A. Fox.
Got it. Okay.
Let's see what you do.
One sweet. 8-7.
All right, next question.
Also,
Next
in,
question will be from
Kill Bill,
Fantasy
21.
Sci-Fi. Fantasy Sci-Fi. Who
Bernita
plays the
Green.
villainous Thaddeus Valentine in 2018's Mortal Engines?
I like how Cushing knew it immediately.
He's from the crowd.
That's a compliment.
Not a fan
That's a
of
compliment.
She read the book, I think.
5.
I didn't
And
finish
also
it.
just
I
Peter
saw this
Jackson
trailer.
behind.
This actor got asked about
Every time
2
it's
different
with
matches.
Peter.
1, Clark.
I don't
Every time
have
Didn't
it's
have
in
Whitney.
this trailer.
Hugo Weaving.
Hugo Weaving.
Hugo Weaving.
Hugo Weaving.
Yes,
correct.
Bibbs.
Hugo Weaving.
Ah,
Literally is
okay.
good.
All right.
10-8.
Yes, he literally is.
All right.
No, it's not.
Question 6.
Passengers
Question
is
6
good.
comes in the category of animated. Animated. What 1998 animated film features the songs "Playing with the Big Boys," "Deliver Us," and "When You Believe"? For $20,
Whitney
I'll sing all 3.
and
How
Rachel.
about $40 not to?
Deal.
4.
Repeat.
I don't even know if this is the right year, but I'm only.
I'm guessing a
Yeah.
Animated
It better not be.
film features the
I think it's
song "Playing
Mulan,
with
but
the Big Boys."
I write.
"Deliver Us"
oh,
and "When
I
You
don't
Believe."
think it's Mulan.
I said Tarzan.
I said Hercules.
I said Tarzan. I can't remember what year.
4.
Tarzan is 99.
Mulan was 97 or
One,
6. I
Whitney?
can't remember. I have no idea.
Egypt.
I said
Mulan's 98,
Rachel?
actually.
Prince of Egypt.
Yes.
You got
Prince
it.
of
Prince of
Egypt.
Egypt.
Yep.
Prince of
Everybody got it.
Prince of Egypt. Nice. Nice, Michael.
I did that count. So I thought it was
Here we go,
Mulan.
guys. All right.
It was a good pull. That's a good
All
pull.
right, here we go. Movie release dates. This is for number 7.
You reckon that might get in their heads?
All right. Gangs of New York.
What else?
Just because it's
Road
so
to
like.
Perdition.
Oh, release
And
dates.
Men in Black 2. They all
Jesus.
came out in which year?
You know, Clark is low key really good at movie release dates.
Close game here.
How well do you remember?
You said
There's something I've
that
noticed.
seems like shit in her head after she writes her answer.
I know.
I just
Wait,
hope
she's
I just
acting like
didn't change that
Roka.
1 pens down. Rachel.
2002.
Fucking
That's correct.
Roka.
Bibbs.
2002.
Yes.
2002.
2003.
2003.
So
Ow!
Rachel and Bibbs got it. They both
Ooh,
have
also
so
Whitney,
far. They have
that's
not
his
missed.
first miss.
Whitney
So Rachel and Bibbs,
is
still perfect.
13, 11, 2 points.
So
here.
shout out Clark being good
So
at release
here's what
dates, right,
we do
Jake?
here on this one. If Rachel
Yeah.
and Bibbs
I will-
get
yeah,
this,
you know.
they both have
I jinxed
perfect
it.
rounds.
My
and
bad.
We'll have to answer a bonus.
Yeah, Cushing as well. Like the
All right, this 8th and final
Cushing's
question this
not
round
bad.
potentially, is a Patreon question.
I'm only at 4 for this round. I'm not playing well.
The
I'm
following
6.
question comes to you from Jeremiah Spidey.
Michael.
Thank you, Jeremiah, for support. Patreon.com/Schmodown is where you can support as well.
Is that just an
The
anagram?
category is
Michael.
biopics.
Pseudonym?
Biopics.
Is that like an anagram
What
for Sam
former
Levine or something?
Taxi co-star played Andy Kaufman's manager, George Shapiro, in Man on the Moon?
Thank you, Zadius Smith.
If you believe they put a man on the moon.
5, 4.
I forgot to mention. Right, two of the best people with handwriting in the league. Rachel and
Danny
Vince.
DeVito.
That's
Yes.
right.
Danny DeVito.
I got Danny DeVito too. Is that right? I
Danny
just
DeVito.
guessed that. Let's go.
Danny DeVito.
Perfect round for Bibiani and Rachel.
Oh, sorry. 2 perfects.
This question
2 perfect rounds, which,
Bibiani and Rachel, please
honestly,
use the
if
whiteboards
Cushing
here, guys.
hits it,
So
she'll be
we are
the
going
only
to
person
ask
to have
this
hit
question, and this is
perfect
just for
rounds
Biz
and the bonus
Rachel.
in all 3
Here
leagues that
we
she competes in.
go. Who stars as a small-town lawyer who must defend a man accusing of killing his wife's attacker in the 1959 classic drama Anatomy of a Murder?
Anatomy of Murder.
Anatomy.
It's been a long day.
Shit.
I know.
I'm proud of it.
I know Otto. Is it Otto
Otto
Preminger?
Preminger.
4.
I think it's Premier.
Preminger.
Preminger.
I do not know. I didn't even get a perfect round.
Jimmy Stewart.
James Stewart.
James Stewart.
Wow.
16-40. This is going to be a high scoring match.
This is quite high. Yeah, already.
Anatomy for Murder is pretty good. Too long, but it's really good.
Title fight.
So did Whitney only miss one question?
The release dates. That's all.
The release dates one, because it's 9 plus 7 is 16. Cushing was
Rachel
9
missed
as well.
2.
So, what? Rachel didn't say?
3.
If
Wow.
they don't like what they
I
get
thought it
the
was only
first
2.
time, they can
3.
spin
Wow.
again.
Wow.
There are 6 questions in this round, 2 points apiece, unless you go to multiple choice. Then it is 1 point. And remember, you can steal.
Do you think Critically Acclaimed goes
has
first or
used
second?
One JTE rule.
I reckon they're gonna
Shirewolves
boot
have
Swift
used
defer.
none thus
Yeah.
far.
I'm sorry, I keep taking
This
a pick
match is
myself. I'm
sponsored by
sorry.
our Schmodown patron, Jeremy Hastings, on patreon.com/Schmodown. Thank you so much. Sponsored wheel slices for today's match.
Yes, this is a very interesting wheel.
It's very dark.
And a wheel slice for today's match is sponsored by one of our Schmodown patrons.
Yeah, no spinners and bones choice.
Schmodown, the sponsor wheel for today's match is Action Adventure. Action Adventure. If we land on that slice, we'll shout out that name.
So now we have the.
They wanted to be dark, but then someone put Action Adventures on.
All right, Michael, you're going to play for Shirewolves. We'll play for Critically Acclaimed as a team.
Okay, so please spin from
Yeah,
the wheel.
because Michael likes women.
Take control there.
Yeah, by the way,
I think that's
really
how
hard by the
we're doing.
There you go.
Because they went first. They went first. Is that one where put the pressure on Shirewolves?
I think just Bibbs likes to go first, ain't it?
Where do we go?
Well, he has deferred of late.
Where are they going? The John Carpenter?
Or maybe I'm just not thinking.
Carpenter!
All right, Carpenter. They got.
Wow.
Yeah!
Oh my god, I'm starting to get real. I'm starting to have a really good feeling.
2 points
All
for
right, let's do this.
Halloween,
answer, 1 point
Halloween,
for
Halloween questions in one
question
match.
1. Which rapper turned actor portrays dangerous criminal Desolation Williams in
Ice Cube.
2001's
Ice Cube.
Ghosts of Mars?
Yeah, it's definitely.
Ice Cube.
That
You
is
see him mouthing
correct.
it.
Ice Cube is the
Not
answer
iced
for
tea
2
or
points.
vanilla ice.
All right, next question. Carpenter's The Thing was released on the same day as what other legendary sci-fi film?
1982.
Extraterrestrial.
E.T., right?
Incorrect for Steele.
No kidding.
Whoa!
Blade Runner.
That's correct.
Oh,
Blade Runner. Wow.
wow, that's a good steal. I had no idea what the. I would challenge because the question's kind of worded weirdly.
Well, no, it
I
said,
had no idea.
it said released on the same
What
day. So.
popular video
Okay.
game series
Okay, fair
was
enough.
inspired
Should
by
that
the
be in the category of
characters
Carpenter,
in Big
Not really.
Trouble in Little China?
Duke Nukem.
Mortal Kombat.
That is correct for 2 points. 2 points. Fourth question out of 6.
Wait, inspired?
What
Okay,
state
I
does Starman
didn't know that.
crash land
Did not
in
think of it.
Starman?
Utah?
Multiple choice, please.
Utah?
A, West Virginia. B, Florida. C, Wisconsin. D, Montana.
Oh, Montana, I think.
Montana?
Incorrect for
I
Steele.
really
1
don't
point
know.
Steele.
Florida?
Incorrect. Looking for Wisconsin. Wisconsin.
So still 4 points
Wow.
here.
But I love for Robert and Zach.
No offense to people in
Question.
Montana and West Virginia.
Fifth question. Which actress portrays Holly in They Live? Looking for an answer.
5.
I think I'd actually get this one multiple
4.
choice. I just snapped
3.
Meg Ward.
Classic.
Incorrect. 2-point still opportunity here.
I don't have it.
All right, we're looking for Meg Foster. Meg
Foster.
Foster.
Meg Foster.
Meg Foster.
Yeah.
But
This is,
still a good round so far.
yeah,
Final
I don't
question
think I would
in
have
this
got
round,
that.
John Carpenter.
I need 2 points.
Sixth question. Amber Heard is institutionalized and becomes haunted by a ghost in 2010's The Ward. What is the name of the psychiatric hospital she is kept at?
Wow.
Jesus.
These are some.
That is a deep cut.
First of all,
Good
the
chance.
war is a fucking deep cut question.
That is a multiple choice question if I ever
All right.
We didn't write them.
What is the video game? What state? What other movie came out the same year?
Who's running?
Smith's Road is Halloween. It's not Smith's Road. That's Halloween.
5.
By the way, no Halloween questions.
It can't be. I don't think it's Cherry Lane.
Incorrect for a
That
1-point
sounds
steal.
Can we hear the
Eastern
choices?
State.
A. North Bend. B. Smiths Grove.
North
C.
Bend.
Cherry Lane.
He said
D.
East
Eastern
Bend.
State.
So it's like, was that A or D?
Oh.
He said East Bend. Was that A or D?
Yeah, also.
4.
Cherry Lane.
Incorrect. Looking for North Bend. North Bend.
See, we actually
No,
Bend,
they said East Bend.
asked us to clarify because we would have given you an actual one that was
East
given.
Bend.
But
That's true. That's true.
yeah.
All right. So here we
Wow.
go.
I think
So
I think they're in the heads, or
Critically
specifically
acclaimed
Clark.
is still the lead. It is 4 points. Carpenter didn't work out the
4-point
wanted
lead.
to, but the champions
Yeah,
now will
after
swing
round
I
two.
was
walking
thinking
to the
10
wheel
points
and will
pretty
spin from
easy
the
in a
wheel
lot of
and we'll
categories.
see what they let. Whoa, big spin.
It just really depends on what they get.
Clark, whoa. Mark Ellis
Whoa.
just flinched somewhere wherever he is.
Yeah, they were not that good in John Carpenter.
But you got to think
But
about those are
honestly, it's not on them. It's not on them.
And here
There are
we
some
go.
really
Here
weird
we go,
questions,
round
even the
one.
ones that
They're
they
looking for
got.
something strong because Carpenter didn't work
Blade Runner,
out
that's
the
a
way they
release
wanted
stage
to,
question,
but
not
Yeah.
exactly.
you
That has
never know
nothing
what's
really
going to
to
pop
do
up
with
on the wheels for the
Carpenter.
champions.
Hey, but
here we go. Oh,
the
look
thing
at
does
this.
have a release date,
Close to
or
it.
you
Oh, wait a
know, or
minute.
however they.
Because each also came out in the same month, because those
Spin it
all
again.
came out in June.
Clark Wolf is going to spin that wheel right off of the.
Yeah.
It's a hard category to
right.
get on
Clark
the
Wolf has
first
had great luck so far with that wheel.
Did they get
and
horror
they're looking for either
against
horror-
Sick in the
Might be
Head?
looking for, look, after that performance with
Yes.
Kalinowski, probably comic book movies probably something they're looking for too.
After that spin, the
All right,
Titanic
Michael. This
would
is
have
all
been
Michael, by
nice.
the way. Let him answer
Yeah.
by himself.
And it's
That's
coming
fair.
back
You guys.
around. It's coming back around. What's it going to hit? Looks like biopics, Ken.
Looks like
No,
nope.
2000.
Biopics?
2000.
All right, 2000. I will be asking the
Okay.
questions to the
They could easily get
in the
10
realm
points in
of
these.
the 2000s.
Right.
2000s.
Because they were alive during this decade.
Here we go, guys.
Yeah.
In
We
the
went to
film,
film school
in
during the
Bruges,
2000s.
what Game of Thrones actor played the priest that was the target
Brandon
of
Gleeson.
Colin Farrell's hit?
No, play the priest.
Aiden Gillen.
Yeah, I do not know.
5.
I don't think that's
Multiple
right.
choice.
But I'm.
I don't like him.
Dance. B.
I'll say
Kieran
Aiden
Hines.
Gillen.
C. Liam Cunningham.
Definitely not Kieran Hines.
No.
I see you were wrong.
Not doing Glover.
I'll say A. I'll say A. Dance.
Cunningham?
4.
I'll say dance.
Karen Hines.
Correct.
That's correct. Mance Ritter himself. Mance
Oh.
Ritter himself.
All right,
What's Kieran
question 2.
See, that's what happens when you don't watch Game of
Who
Thrones.
plays head of security detail Colonel
By the way,
Miles
these are still Michael's
Portage?
questions.
Is that
This is
No.
Mike's. This is Michael's. This is Michael's,
Yeah.
Jake.
5.
sorry.
4.
Repeat the question.
In Avatar, who plays head of security detail Colonel Miles?
It's the guy from Gone in 60 Seconds, I think.
2 points.
No.
2.
Do you find it decent?
There, pulling within 1 point.
All right.
Yeah, as I say, the guy from Don't Breathe.
Question 3.
But we weren't allowed to talk,
In
so
Hot
because it's
Fuzz,
Michael's turn, not
what is
ours,
the
Jake.
only word that the dim-witted Lurch utters throughout the film?
It's
Multiple choice.
A.
Yarp.
Lark.
Yarp?
B.
Yarp?
Yarp.
Yarp?
C. Farp. D. Narc. Thank you.
Narc. Yarp.
5.
B.
Correct for one point.
Hilarious.
Ties
man.
up the game. Robert McCann ties up the game. So now we
Yeah, thanks, Henry.
question 4. Question
Yeah, I knew the
4,
answer
here we
too.
go.
I wanted to
From
say
Europe
it, but
to
I
the
didn't
Ham.
because
Okay,
it's not our
question
turn.
4. In American Psycho, which actor plays Detective Donald Kimball,
Another
who's
nerd.
the man investigating?
I hate you so much.
Willem Dafoe. This is hilarious.
Yep, my nemesis. That is right. That's question 4. That's
Don't you
right.
like how
Question 5.
these 2000s questions are all popular
What was
movies
the
and then
name
those
of Nicole
fucking sharp
Kidman's
carpet?
character
Jesus
in
Christ.
Moulin Rouge.
16.
2 points.
That's good.
2
That was good.
point. Yep.
4-point lead,
Yep.
Christian.
It is
All right,
Nicole
here we go.
Kidman.
Last question here. Last question. Who stars with Drew Barrymore as a couple trying to get rid of an elderly tenant in 2003's Duplex?
Jesus Christ.
Ben Stiller.
2 points. 2 points.
Matt
That's
Dillon.
it.
Damn.
Wow. Yeah,
I heard it.
The difficulty in both rounds are completely different.
They're not the same.
Betting round.
I'm pretty angry right now.
Will now spin
You would think this was
four-wheel
Chance against Janine or something.
Especially considering Carpenter has not been spun so many times in 2000s, that he's spun so many. I mean, to be fair, there's a limited amount of films compared to almost infinite.
Yeah, but I mean, in neither times was a Halloween question asked.
Here we go. Wow.
I mean, that's fine, but do we really need a question about the name of the psychiatric ward compared to
Or
who
what
played
video game
the main
was,
lead and who
did Big Trouble in Little China
Look, they were down and
influence?
a nice,
Like,
comfortable lead here, but we saw that happen go away pretty fast in the Intergeekdom match. So this betting round could
critically
be
acclaimed.
everything.
I feel like they might fuck themselves. I think they might bet big because this video was short. I didn't want to jinx it, but I'm.
Movie quotes.
Movie quotes.
Quotes.
Very interesting. All right, so now the teams are
I feel like they're
going
gonna bet
down
3,
how
and
many
they're
points
gonna
they would
miss
like
it.
to
And
wager,
this video's too
and
short.
we are
At this point, you're gonna have to go 3.
Yeah, I'm wagering.
Bill writing down.
Yeah, write it down, Jake.
Which
Okay.
horror classic features the line?
I'm really
They're
angry.
coming
by
to
the way.
get you, Barbara.
Jesus Christ!
All right. Wow, that was a lot of flurry.
I just
at the
watched this 2
table
days ago.
there.
You see Shirewolves
Well, it makes anybody feel better.
at like 1 point. His clock was like,
I don't know anything. 5,
I would have been scared of the
4,
question.
3, 2,
Christian horror.
1. Critically acclaimed. How many points?
3.
And you took
Night of the Living
Night
Dead.
of the Living Dead.
correct.
I didn't write
We
it
bet
down.
1,
1 point.
and we said Night of the Living
And then
Dead.
bet 3.
Okay. So it's but it was a smart choice though because look.
I think that they're not big fans of the betting
4-point
round.
lead here. It's a 4-point lead. They just went from 6 to
Was the
4,
category
but
horror?
still, 4-point
Yeah,
lead,
no,
and now we get
quotes.
into that speed round.
Oh, it's quotes, sorry.
Speed
Yeah.
By the way,
That
I
was
forgot.
it.
I haven't been writing notes for analysis, so it's gonna be a rough one.
We are
Paul, where are you
going
at
to
in
give
the
the
background?
competitors 5 questions, Ken. 5 questions. They will buzz
Okay,
in.
so this is where Bibiani needs
Answer
to
the question,
show
get it
up.
right, they get a point. If they miss it,
Mhm.
they lose a point.
Is this Whitney's
5
first speed
questions.
round?
All right,
Yeah.
so Ken,
Yeah, this is Whitney's
I will
first
ask
speed
the 5
round.
questions. Champions, are you ready?
Yes.
Yep.
So you have to
Team speed rounds are rough because like you gotta trust
Yeah.
your partner to have it.
Challengers, are you ready?
Yeah, we're
All right,
sure.
here we go.
And we have
All
seen
right.
it as screwed them up in the past.
Question 1. What is Jim Carrey's profession in 1997's
Lawyer.
Lawyer.
Wow.
Willie.
Lawyer.
Yes. Question 2. Reese Witherspoon,
Did you
Josh
say Willie?
Jones, and Patrick Dempsey.
Rachel.
Sweet Home Alabama.
Yes.
Sweet Home Alabama.
Name
Wow.
a movie that
That
begins
was a
with
good-
the narrated line.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
People are always asking me if I know.
Fight Club, come on.
Rachel.
Fight Club.
Yes.
Club.
I think show us about
What
this.
action film franchise features the following characters? Luther, Benji,
Mission Impossible.
Julia.
Rachel.
Mission Impossible.
Yes.
She's a big Mission Impossible guy.
Last one. In Disney's Frozen, who voices Anna?
Beast.
Oh, Beast.
Kristen
Bell.
Bell.
Kristen Bell?
Yeah, Kristen Bell.
Yeah, point
I didn't hear
taken
my
away.
name. I didn't
It's
know
all right.
you
Point
were-
Wow.
taken away. That is Kristen Bell. Kristen Bell was
Yeah.
the answer.
Yeah,
All
that
right,
is
so
not
now
fair. That's
Shirewolves
fucked up.
Find themselves with a 7
That's fucked up.
lead going into the 5th and final
That's fucked up.
round. All right, so the 5th.
The first time they said
final
Willie and then they
round,
say
and
Beast.
Here we
Fuck this
go.
match.
5th and final round. The competitors
What happened? What?
will
He said Beast.
I don't know, Sean.
will get
Christian
3
William
questions.
buzzed in, and
They will
Christian said
choose from
Beast.
categories
Like
1
instead
to
of
20. First
Bibiani
one
or
will
William.
go 2.
And it's like,
Second one 3.
Okay.
you're
Third
expecting
one
to hear
5.
your
They
name,
will
so that's why
decide
you're
who
like,
wants
oh
to take the
shit,
2,
oh, you said my
who wants to
nickname.
take
Yeah.
the 3, and they can
That's a
coordinate
little-
on
Fuck this
the
match.
Christian
final
could
winner.
probably
All right, we are
challenge
going
that.
to start with the champions who find
Yeah.
themselves with a 7-point lead here.
Fucking
Shirewolves,
bullshit. I want a new
3
fucking
questions from 1 to 20.
Go
4,
Clark.
8, and 19.
4,
4,
8,
8, 19.
and 19, and the challengers.
5, 6, and 10.
5, 6, and 10 for the challengers. I will start with here. We will start with the 2-pointer for critically acclaimed. All right,
And
number
I'll
5.
critically
Here we
claim
go,
I
guys.
get too
Number 5.
good.
Steven Spielberg is the
The
captain.
irony.
You'll take that?
I'll take Spielberg.
Whitney will take Spielberg. Okay.
I apologize in advance.
Whitney, what 1989 Spielberg film stars Richard Dreyfuss as the ghost of a forest fire pilot
Always.
watching his former girlfriend
Always.
try to move
I'd
on
have
with
to
her
be
life after
89.
he tragically dies?
Yeah.
Always.
2 points.
Correct. 2 points.
All right. Now the Beast.
Yeah.
Always
Now
be
the
closing.
Beast will have number 6. Number 6, Nicole Kidman.
They have to hit their 5 no
William,
matter what.
Here we go.
And it's William.
Yeah.
It's William.
Beast. Willie.
Who directed 2017's The Beguiled?
Sofia Coppola.
Yes.
Sofia
correct.
Coppola.
Sofia Coppola.
Okay, so they're getting fairish questions.
5-pointer is from number 10 now.
Now it's going to be,
Yes.
what color is the fucking wall in a
Champions will
movie
have a
that you
chance
guys
to
have
win.
never seen?
However, if they miss
The
it,
Karate Kid.
Shirewolves will win via TKO. And here is your category. It was number 10. You guys can collaborate. This is from 90s
like
movies.
that.
90s movies. Here we go.
Yeah?
In Wayne's World, what is the name of Cassandra's band?
Crucial Taunt.
That's correct. Wow. All right.
Wow.
Let's go!
Have a chance.
Let's go, baby!
Now the Shire
Okay, well, now I just have to
need to hit
see what happens.
5.
They have to hit the 2, 3, or at least the 5.
Shit, they can just hit
They need to hit either the 2 and their 3 or just their 5.
Yeah. Or technically 2 and 5, but that 2 won't matter at that point, so yeah.
Starting with
I need more than 4.
category 4.
God, wow. Okay.
Is 70s,
Okay.
1970s, 2-point question.
4.
Who directed?
Ooh.
Oh, Sue, who is taking
Rachel.
it? Sorry.
I'll take it.
Rachel is taking the question. Who directed the Al Pacino crime classic Dog Day Afternoon?
Sidney Lumet.
Sidney Lumet.
That's correct.
All right.
Points there.
So now
Okay.
Clark,
All right.
Clark will have a
I
chance
can't
here to
believe
win the game. If she hits
I
this,
bet I'm
it is
crazy.
over. If not, they will have a chance
Okay.
to hit the 5-pointer. Here we go.
All right. All right.
McConaughey.
Southside with you.
All right.
Your category is
You're not Chance.
fantasy sci-fi. Fantasy sci-fi. 3-point question. Frank Oz provided the voice of the Wise Man in which 1986
The
fantasy
Dark Crystal?
movie?
I think it's Labyrinth.
Labyrinth.
It's Labyrinth. That's Fox's favorite movie. But that's Fox's favorite movie of all time.
That's true.
You do realize if they didn't fuck Bibiani over,
That's tied. I don't know why we need this stuff. And it was a 5 round.
you realize if they didn't fuck over Bibiani in that speed round, it'd be tied right now?
Are still the champions.
Yeah, they would have to answer the
35-30
question.
and
Yeah.
now they sit back
Wow.
and they wait
And
to
we could put it on
see
Sun
who
Def,
will
we
they
don't
be
know.
playing. Who's
Fucking
the boss
another
again
asterisk.
after that Chicago match? Will they play them again, or will they be facing their former stablemate, Mark Andretti?
I kinda wanna see them play the Odd
And
Couple,
who's the boss?
honestly,
Go
Snyder
at it
could get
on
in their
April
heads
13th,
big
and you
time.
guys can still get those tickets. Go on over to the schmodownlive.com to watch that #1 contender match. But we know now, whoever wins
I'm,
that
like, legitimately
Chicago
angry
match
right now.
will be facing the Chicagoans. They'll be facing the Shirewolves. So let's go and talk to Jen Sturger, who's with both.
Remember when Above the Line had the belts?
Here we go.
Thanks, Christian. A lot of growling going on back here. I know that was just not the way you guys thought that was going to pan out, and
Oh,
you guys
Bibiani
had
at
a great
least
match.
acknowledges
You
the
were up
fact
the
he got
first
fucked
round.
over round 4.
I really think that steal in the second round hurt you.
Well,
and
yeah.
then the betting round, you kept it close. And
too
then
close,
the
yeah.
speed round
Right.
happened, and it's like the wheels kind
Yeah.
of fell off.
Yeah, I'm a little perturbed about the speed round. I'm gonna have some harsh words to say at our next
my dude.
rules conference.
I'm sure they'll be
because,
screaming.
Well, listen, I'm just gonna say what happened. I'm just gonna say what happened, for better or worse. I buzzed, and you have to wait for your name to be called, and I kept waiting, and then I heard what sounded like a kitten fart, and apparently that was them calling my name, and I was like, oh.
That wasn't a kitten
And then,
farting?
yeah, I totally threw me off my game. I knew the answer. I was waiting to say the right answer. There needs to be some sort of decibel rule in the future. I'm also a little bummed about the question that we got wrong for multiple choice in John Carpenter, where we said the wrong words and they didn't check to see which one we meant because we conflated two of them. That should also be a rules conference thing at some point. But listen, it happens. These things happen, and the important thing is we're never going to get any shirts.
Why no?
That's the important thing.
Why no challenges, though? Why no challenges?
They deserve
They're
a
there for a
fucking
reason.
shirt. I know.
Crap.
Here's something else.
I forgot you could do it for those reasons. I thought
It's
I had the
a
question
good point.
wrong.
Here's something I've learned. I have a slow reaction time. And it's difficult to hit those buttons on time. That's all.
I'm gonna say something.
I love
right
that
now.
they've got a good sense of humor about
We
it.
had all
though.
these stops and starts.
Yeah, this is your actual first title match together, which I mean, when I thought about it, I was like, is it?
It's like
Because I feel like you guys have always been one of the top tier teams here, and
that's
so the
kind of
fact that I
remember Jack and Jill.
Bibiani's like, I'm trying to
Jill
talk.
broke Al Pacino's Oscar, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you have another one of those, right?" And Al Pacino's like, "You'd think so, but no." Like that's how I feel about the situation. But look,
it's a sad state if you have to compare our current
Wait,
state
you've
of
seen
affairs
Jack and
to
Jill?
the movie Jack and Jill.
Honestly, that's the funniest thing in the movie.
But listen, it's been a really great journey with you, Whitney, and it's going to continue. And I want to just keep playing matches with you. You're my ride or die.
I thought they were breaking up. I was
hope you
nervous.
never betray me.
Honestly,
I hope this isn't setting
I was a
up
little
some
worried
sort
at that,
of
yeah.
ironic twist later. But for me, we had a great match against the Shirewolves.
Yikes.
They won
It
fair
is.
and square. They're awesome. They're the best in the league. For now, we're going to keep working at it.
Look, we fought hard. Yes. That was a bar brawl.
They had the lead in the first round.
Stools were mashed over people's heads, and we came out okay, I think.
Bibbs didn't even have a chair.
I don't remember.
But,
Well, these guys got smashed.
Yeah, it's another perfect round for Bibiani as
This
well.
is not the end of Critically Acclaimed.
I'm just ready for him to free for all. So he can win it and get the belt right back.
I reckon that's probably what I'm gonna
Hopefully you
do.
guys aren't tired of each other because I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of you this season.
Oh,
fingers crossed.
Oh, we're
Because he
coming
has a
back,
shot force
and
himself.
let me tell you something. I don't know if it's allowed. I don't know what the rules are.
Yeah,
but whoever
I mean,
loses
even if
that
he,
odd couple lose the boss match, we might
Lasts
be
the
coming for you if
longest. If he
scheduling
lasts the
permits and
longest.
if they let us.
He's the number one contender.
We'll see.
Still working on my smacks.
But yeah, I mean, Bibiani's still in that number one contender.
No more tags, guys.
said whoever loses
No more tags. Interview's over.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
And we are back with the Stool champions, the Shirewolves. Ladies, I mean, what an incredible
That's a
match. You
big-ass
guys now
belt.
defended the titles twice. And, I mean, just walking you guys through that match, critically acclaimed, obviously, no slouches. The first round, you guys were actually down. And I feel like, I've watched you both progress so much as competitors that, you would have probably gotten in your heads.
I kinda don't like how Clark's
previously.
holding her
But,
belt.
this is a whole new Shirewolves, and I say that every time I
This
see
is a little
you
pet peeve.
together,
Just the way she's holding the
because
belt,
your
it's just weird.
Chemistry as a
Like, I like
team
how Rachel
just keeps growing and growing.
is
you know?
holding the belt.
Second round, obviously. That
Well, I
steal
like
was
Clark, so it's
huge.
okay.
Absolutely huge.
Yeah,
How
I-
are you
I
feeling when you
think
made
you
that
do.
pull?
Oh, very good. I was just talking to Rachel before we started rolling, and I knew where their minds were. I knew what they were trying to do because it's a famous bit of film history, but that E.T. and The Thing came out the same year, and America collectively chose the friendly alien and not the vicious, murderous alien.
Who wouldn't?
Oh, yeah. So, but it
So
also
my
is a very
favorite
famous
song.
piece of
All
trivia
came
that
out in
two
June.
sci-fi classics,
Mhm.
The Thing,
Which is
And
even
it's
funnier.
called
came
Gods.
out on the same day
Pretty
and
good as well.
both flopped at the time. So I knew where their head was at. But I mean, I do appreciate what you said earlier about the miss in round one, because I think that's something Rachel and I have talked about. We really are working on not letting that stuff get to us.
You have to play one question at a time,
Yes.
and if you miss something, we've both
Us
in
either,
the
Jake.
past let that bother us,
Yep.
and you,
Us too.
therefore you're not
We don't let
concentrating on the
round
next
one-
question, and maybe you miss that one, and
fine.
then it snowballs, and
got the
you
best
can get into
strategy
your own
in the
head,
fan leagues.
and both being up there side by side and talking those kinds of things through.
Oh, and
we've
Michael's here.
learned that you can't let that happen.
He didn't even let us study with him. Fuck
round
Michael.
three, obviously, Clark hits something that she knows,
Shad, I'm not
and
letting you know
then
when
I feel like we should have more respect for a guy who's defended
Rachel, you
his
were
own
on
belt
fire.
twice.
I think you're-
But did he
it's
do
the
it just
hands
'cause of
are
Paul?
reversed.
I figured it out. I don't know. I'm notoriously terrible at the speed round,
Nope.
but this time, I don't know.
In the speed round, obviously.
Is she
you were
notoriously
today.
though?
And that
I
was,
mean,
that's
it
one of
depends who
those
she's
challenging
playing.
Moments where you're
I mean,
like, wow,
Mike's just way better than you,
happening.
but I wouldn't say
I would
that's
just
terrible.
say Mike and Sam are just
And don't wait until
better
after the
speed
fact.
rounders.
That's the other thing about this. The more
We
you
all know
play,
that.
the more
She's-
you realize that.
she's good.
Honestly,
She's not terrible.
Bibiani
She's-
probably knows
she's
more than
fairly
the
good.
rest of us.
give her credit there.
I
Who's the
think that
boss
she's a
that
walking
she's getting?
encyclopedia with this stuff.
Yeah.
This game is a game. It's not just about the trivia. You can't get in your head. You have to know about your JTE rules. You have to know about your challenges. You have to know about your options. And
Stop thinking about Twitter.
If that had been us,
I
we
would've
would have
challenged
challenged.
Stop thinking about all the haters,
Hopefully
'cause there's
gotten
no
a new
love,
question.
you know?
I was sitting there going,
No love for the
challenge
Shirewolves.
that.
I mean,
That
it's
is-
outrageous.
But this is how, I think that we
See,
are
even they're
really
like,
trying
you
to
should've
play the
challenged.
game.
That's something that
Yeah.
you guys have totally. I've watched you grow because before
we ain't helping
you
you.
both are obviously
Not to
monsters
say
of
it out
movie
loud,
trivia, but the strategy has increased so much with how the two of you play the game.
I mean, that's
that
what we
even
do, Henry.
when
We
you
just
aren't
challenge
having your
everything.
strongest day
Swear to
trivia
God.
wise, that's just
If
gonna be
they don't
something
roll
that
over-
you
No one knows
guys
about that.
and
No one
you
knows about
just
that Tom
aren't
Graham's
gonna be
question.
prepared for.
Yeah, we talk a lot about strategy. We really
Not
do.
great.
We talk a lot about strategy going into the match, but also in
And that,
between.
During the match.
Yeah.
We
I can't
talk
believe that
between every
fucking-
round.
Yep.
I don't know if the
What
cameras
is that
are on
movie
us,
called?
but we
22
always.
miles?
What just happened?
22
we're
July.
down by this.
Mile 22.
Mile
There
22.
we
Mile
are.
22. 22 July is the,
We're- Like
it's
we
21 July.
communicate
Yeah.
and we
Mile
figure it out as
22,
we
that
go.
challenge
It's
was like 30
always
minutes
Well,
long.
you have to like
and
watch
it's
the whole
always
movie.
Fucking
knowing
yikes.
all the pieces of the game.
Yep.
You have
And
to
we're like,
keep that
what
in
is
mind.
Sandy doing? Where
All
he's
your
just
Yeah,
like,
he spent like
Aside,
30
obviously,
minutes.
and, you know,
Like, literally
congratulations
30
on
minutes.
today.
Just trying to like
when I
find
finally
scenes.
watched the
But
movie,
it's-
I'm like,
looking ahead,
I'm
obviously,
pretty
to
sure we
April
won that
13th
challenge.
in Chicago because that's obviously a big match.
Wait, can we
coming up
just start
between
here?
Who's the boss and the Odd Couple? Your former teammate, Mark Andreyko, with the Fife Club. Now, I know it might would it be weird to have to face
Faction.
Mark, or do you want to face Who's the Boss again? Like, I'm sure there's a lot of emotions
We're
going
big
into this.
fans of Mark.
Always. I mean, Fife Club had 2018. We will always have that. We will always,
Yeah.
be
They'll
rooting
let
for
them
Mark,
win like,
except when he
Brienne
plays
did.
us. But that's a formidable team, and I honestly think that match in Chicago is going to be a barn burner.
Yeah.
We will be watching live from here, taking notes and doing our due diligence. But we will be ready for either one of
From
those
here?
teams.
Was it, like, in
But
the
I have
Clutters-
gone
or
on
in the
record
studio?
saying that I think rematches are fun. I think beating Ben Bateman is fun.
We do it often.
Yeah, we have done it before, so we'd be.
Man, they can be-
Absolutely. Congratulations again today,
Look how
ladies,
cocky
on another
Rachel's
win.
gotten the last couple weeks. She's just
yeah,
talking about.
I
herself.
hope it becomes a
Maybe
plot line, like a
next year for the
storyline.
Shirewolves.
She's like,
the belts.
I've beaten you before. I've beaten you before. I've beaten you before. Bring on somebody I've never beaten before.
For a fourth time.
And yeah, I had so many haters.
William didn't think that his like he didn't hear.
He might have.
It's like
he didn't hear me say.
it's like,
beast on
you
the
know,
top.
seriously turn to the dark side. And I would
I'm
be
just
like,
gonna
say
randomly
that.
make an
That'd
analogy.
be a good story.
I get it.
I'm just gonna randomly
Either
make an
way,
analogy.
it-
It's like I don't know,
comes
like if
down
you
to
like
the fact that the Shirewolves
are in the
played
lead,
really strong. They
in
found
control of a
themselves down,
family
they
or
came
something. You
back.
gotta
The
expect,
John
people
Carpenter
to,
hurt the critically acclaimed
criticize.
for sure.
If you
But,
can't
I mean,
handle
it's a
that,
tough
then you
one.
can't
William
handle it.
Bibiani is the most passionate
Yeah.
player that we have in this league. He's the man.
And then let your team partner
TriviaSD.com.
do so well in
Cares about this
the
league.
in the
He
league.
really wants to. So you understand why he was bummed. But then you hear the Shirewolves.
Almost like you rig it in there-
right now.
in that
Rachel
way?
Cushing already is making a play.
Hey, you
for
see
player
anything
of
on
the
my
year.
board?
I mean, she's already. We're a month and a half into it. The
No.
teams of the Shirewolves
Exactly.
already coming back in. They have 6 straight victories, 2 title defenses,
Damn it,
and
Black
now
Hawks
they
lost.
stare down
Now
that
I'm even more
potential
angry.
winner in Chicago. That's going to be a fight.
We
Yeah,
haven't built
maybe
the
I should have
physical
challenged.
Hall of Fame yet for the Schmodown, but it's going to be entire week.
Honestly,
to the
who's
You got to
the
think
boss?
about it, though. How do you challenge? Like in your mind, you don't think about that type of thing as a
33
challenge.
points in a losing effort for critically
Yeah.
acclaimed. No one's going to write off this team as
Yeah.
the battle for the titles will obviously go on.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. So look, and they really made no. When Jen asked them about who they wanted to see, they both said it would be fun to see Andreyko. But and Rachel said it before on Schmodown Rundown, and she said it again too. They want to take out Who's the Boss again, and they know Who's the Boss wants to take them out. So it's going to that little rivalry sitting there. But
She also said on
Couple's not gonna
Schmodown
let that
Rundown
happen,
that
and I know
no
Roxy
wheel
Stryer
slice
has other words
bothers
about
her,
it, too.
so whatever.
We are very excited here. What a battle between a great
Social
championship
media.
match for the critically acclaimed.
Not
who
happy.
absolutely no. They should not hang their head.
Bibiani, I love
at all
you.
because that was
Don't
an
worry, I would call you
absolutely
William
great performance from
or
them. They came
Bibiani,
back after
not
being down
Beast,
7,
and whisper
and
it.
now we still have the champions, Clark Wolf, Rachel Cushing. Guys, go on over to TriviaSD.com. Check out articles every day over there. Make sure you join the Patreon.
Christian
You
has to
can
call them the greatest
download
champions of all time,
episodes
yeah.
of this show on audio. Go to Apple Podcasts.
I know he just says that every other match.
It helps tremendously. You're not part of the Patreon. You can't be part of the Patreon. Well, do us a favor and go download because guess what? It's free. Go and listen. Test yourself.
Hey, did you know that they're women? They're female competitors.
Hey, can you get this right? Wait, what's that?
They get it so much worse
Audio
than men.
works.
They're strong as.
Right,
Like,
Ken?
come on.
Audio does work. I'm a fan of audio. That's why I love headphones.
Now
Christian.
anybody
But
watching this
more than
finding
anything,
the
I love
video.
movie
Are we
trivia
playing
Yeah.
characters or are we
We've
serious?
lost it again.
Like he's
Comment below,
So thank you
fuckers.
once again. We're going to be in your city sooner or later, so go on and get those tickets to
What happens when you only have 100?
Yeah, come to Melbourne.
That is March 23rd.
I'll fly over.
LA. Come and check us out. 40 competitors going for the grand prize of any title that they want. Last person
Do you mean
standing.
Melbourne?
Just mention the April
Melbourne?
Melbourne, as non-Australians would say.
Mr.
Melbourne, Australia.
Made himself, puts his title on the line,
Yeah,
and goes
which is
down
probably
during
why
the
they
Star
say
Wars
that.
celebration. And
Hey, why you have a photo of Sam Levine?
in Houston at the Booker T Arena, we are going to have the battle of action continue. Andrew Guy, Ben Bateman.
You can't-
in the main
it's
event,
right there.
going head to head with a
How could
stipulation
you
that
miss
if Ben
the
Bateman
play
loses,
button?
he does not get into the Ultimate Showdown singles tournament. And if Andrew Guy loses, then Bateman gets to pick Andrew
This is
Guy's
funny.
next singles match. All right, so with that, that's the Pit Boss. Ken
There's an
Dennis,
undercard to be
Inside
tempted.
Showdown every
That's
Monday
the one
by
with
Chris
Founding
Harlow,
Fathers, right?
And we will see you next time.
Oh, wait. You gonna be Andreco?
Oh, what's up, Dan?
Ooh, fuck Roka.
Where's his belt?
I want to talk to you for a minute, you guys. We've got time for you, brother.
How you doing? How you been?
Doing good, feeling great.
Hell yeah.
Horsemen are
Kick
doing
Roka's
well.
ass.
Riley's doing good. You're on 3.
Is that a new hat?
We're feeling
Alright,
our
stop talking
mojo again
about
as a tag team. It's a good year for the Horsemen.
We're having a great year. And that's something I want to throw by you.
Fuck Roka.
Okay.
I've been doing some thinking. You're right. Horsemen are doing great.
Yeah.
Roka's a guy, and I don't like him.
Ways that we can sort of shake things up, do something different.
Okay.
We need a couple new members.
We do.
So
you got somebody in mind?
Yeah, I do actually. I had a couple thoughts.
Okay.
I was talking to Riley.
Right.
And
Love that guy.
I was thinking about Bateman.
Bateman.
First Riley, now you. Why are we talking about Bateman in this room?
I know. I get it, John. But just hear me out, all right? He's having a good year.
Maybe they just all
Horsemen
turn on
having a
Roka.
good
That would
year.
be awesome.
He and Riley
Fuck Roka.
are a good team. They already played for one team's title.
Yeah.
Maybe they're going to play for another. If they win that, that's 2 more belts in the Horsemen. That means if
They're
I got
better
the
than
singles
you,
belt, or
Roka.
you got the singles belt, and they got a belt, that's 3 belts for the 4 of us, John. And he's
Yeah, right,
saying,
Roka, singles belt.
I'm reformed, and I know you can't. just fight
Well, he's got a
him.
defender, which, you know, he's been known for defending belts.
We kick his ass out of here, John. He's gone. And then it's me, you, and Riley. We're right back to where we started. But he's got no Riley. He's got no us. He's got no Guy. He's going to be alone. He's going to be crippled. Plus, John, and this is a big personal thing for me, if Ben Bateman joins the Horsemen, that is going to drive Andrew Guy crazy.
Yeah, Dan.
Yeah, who do you hate more?
Side of you. They call you dangerous.
Damon
This
Guy.
is more vicious.
See how much
Dan. I
smarter
haven't
Dan
seen
is
this
than you,
color on you
Roka?
We've been playing each other for a lot of years.
Yeah.
I like the game. But I like
I'm
the
trying to
franchise.
destroy this whole man's
I'm
life.
telling you what to do. It's not history. Just think about it.
Secretly in the inside.
Dan is so much better than Roka in every aspect of everything. All right, everybody. So all fan character things aside, now we're going to be professional and unbiased and all that type of stuff, and actually analyze the match as we would normally. So let's go ahead and talk about the entrances, because let's just get right into this. This match we want to dive into this. Everything that happened outside of the match, we don't really care. Let's talk about the entrances. So Critically Acclaimed comes up, and they get Gremlins. And we're like, what is this song? I don't know what this is. And then Jake's finally like, Gremlins. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then they come out with Gremlins. Oh, they're eating them. That's funny. They're probably just now trying to overthink it so they can do the match. And then Leonard Maltin comes out, and he's like, yo, this entrance is trash. 0 stars. Did you guys like that creativity, and you think that one's going to be a super underrated one, or do you think it's not really that good? Michael?
I actually really liked it, and it's going to be very unique. No one's ever really done anything like that before. I really liked it. Hopefully it doesn't get forgotten, because it deserves to not be forgotten. Hopefully it gets the respect it deserves. It was really good.
Exactly. Jake, what do you think of that entrance? Was it funny, or was it kind of lame?
At first, I thought it was quite underwhelming for like the first 4 seconds, and it's okay. So just going to Gremlins. Is that what they were going to do? And then they have quite clever Leonard Maltin actually reviewing their entrance, which it just shows. I really like when just anyone in general just does something meta like that. It's real cool. That made me really happy that they got Leonard freaking Maltin. That reminded me of when Sam Levine. Yeah, in Spectacular 2, had the video of Leonard Maltin saying that he's going to win and get the belt. So I thought that was real cool. It was one that I'm really happy about. I feel like this may be underrated because maybe some people just don't really know about Leonard Maltin Well, they should, because he's a great film critic. And I think it's even funnier because he gave Gremlins, the first Gremlins, a bad review. Then his friend Joe Dante, who directed Gremlins, gave him a cameo in Gremlins 2 where he gets killed because he gave a bad review to Gremlins, which I thought that was funny. I like that meta stuff. Thought it was cool.
Yeah, exactly, and it just shows that you can be creative and think outside the box and do something no one's ever done before, even at this point in the Schmoedown history. So we go over to the Shirewolves, and I think Jake, you got Thelma and Louise right away, or not right away, but
I needed to hear the music, but me and Michael were kind of thinking the same thing. Yeah, it sounded like Thelma and Louise.
So then once we got to that, they're in like some field or the desert or whatever, and then there's a troll, got the old troll face, and we are kind of thinking that was Sam Levine behind there.
It definitely sounded like Sam Levine.
Can neither confirm nor deny, but yes. And he's saying some troll things and calling them blanks and all this stuff, and Clark Wolf very inappropriately had her finger on the trigger. If that is not what you're supposed to be doing, you're supposed to have it on the side, but we're speaking unbiasedly here, so it was interesting. I'm definitely curious to see if they're going to hold to it and stay strong, because Twitter is not their friend at times. But overall, for creativity, I give them a lot of credit. It was actually very interesting, great use of.
It was very critically acclaimed-esque.
Yes.
Production.
It's either some really good green screen or they actually went to a desert. Michael, what'd you think?
I thought it was very unique, and I had a feeling that maybe one time they would do something like that, just to attack the trolls head on, and it was interesting. I'm curious to see how the reaction to that will be. That's pretty much all I have to say.
I mean, all I'll say is that if you want someone to not do something, the best way to make sure that they don't do it is by telling them not to do it. It works all the time.
Yeah. And also, how many people in the comments were like, they called me out, even though they didn't say anybody by name? Hilarious. Yeah. So we get into the match, and straight out the gate, we just got to go talk about it. Rachel and Bibiani get perfect rounds. Fantastic. Mm-hmm. And we all played. Well, I didn't play the best. I only got 5 points. That was in the other match I did really well. But Jake, you and Michael both played really well, so the questions were there. Clark actually struggled. She only got 5 points. I mean, I only got 5 points, but she's better than me. So the fact that she only got 5 points, like, we might actually have an interesting match, because Whitney got 7. He was only 1 away from the perfect round. Yeah. So it's like they almost got a double perfect rounds. Could you imagine 3 perfect rounds in one match? Is that the questions, or did they just come to play? Like that's interesting. So
it's a mixture of both. I think it was they came to play.
Was round 1 more like they were just on their A games, Bibiani and Cushing, or do you think they definitely surprised you with some of their pulls, Jake?
Oh, they didn't surprise me at all. Bibiani and Cushing are like, as far as perfect rounds and bonus questions goes, them and McQueenie are the guys who always get perfect rounds, bonus questions. Yeah, I think I said it before the stats had come up, but Cushing has now gotten a perfect round, and including the bonus question in the in Intergeekdom teams and singles now, and I think this is a 6th perfect round, including the bonus question. This is Bibiani's 3rd, 2nd in teams. So these guys are just, they're peak. I don't want to say peak, because that sounds like they suck at everything other rounds, but they're really, really good at round 1. It's their, like, almost their strength.
Yeah, they should probably do an Ironman at some point. Just, go at it. Michael, were you kind of bummed out that Rachel only got 5 points, and are you kind of bummed out that Whitney just missed the 1 from the perfect round?
It was talking about 5 points, by the way. I was, because she had, after the round went in, I was like, Clark actually, because the score was so high, you expect them to both get like 7 or 8 or something, and then Clark getting 5, that's kind of surprising. She was usually a pretty dominant round 1 player. There was just a couple at release date, she was 1 year off. The Spotlight one was she said the Iraq War, which is because of 9/11, but it was I'm surprised she didn't just
9/11 happened before.
I'm surprised she didn't just go for the easy answer of 9/11.
Yeah.
And she missed Hugo Weaving, which, I mean, I don't blame her. I mean, it was a recent movie, but that movie came and went. And then, getting 16 points, I'd say, usually if you get 14 points after round 1, which Shirewolves got, you're winning pretty comfortably. Like, you pretty much have the match in the bag. But Critically Acclaimed got 16, I believe, which is kind of crazy. Other than the top 10 match, I'm pretty sure that's probably
literally the second best you can get.
Yeah.
In round 1.
Yeah, like it's kind of a crazy round 1. I was expecting the match to get into the 40s, but round 2 had other ideas, I guess, which we'll talk about.
Yeah, exactly. And with that being said, Critically Acclaimed goes first, and I was kind of surprised. We all were. I was like, I know Bibiani likes to go first at times, but I felt like you guys said that it's kind of one that he's switching up the strategy. He's been going second, but it's just
wheel dependent.
Yeah, and it's just like they were just like, let's just go, and they spin. And they get Carpenter, and we were all jacked. We're like, yeah, Carpenter, they're going to kill it. But holy cow.
I love Carpenter. Yeah.
What were those questions? Like, they get a release dates question about a different movie. They get what video game got inspired by Big Trouble in Little China, which is fine, but it's also not, it's not this type of trivia.
It's very weird because it's not movie. It's asking for a video game, which
It's like mixed bag.
Yeah,
that's a mixed bag question.
Mixed bag or video game movies.
Like, I think they need to keep in mind the idea of if somebody's picking a category, they're picking it for a reason. That's
a director or an actor.
Yeah. Like, if you're picking John Carpenter, you don't want trivial stuff, you want John Carpenter movies. And I feel like that needs to be addressed at some point. Like, it's like, what are we doing? And the final question, it's a fair game question because it's actually a part of the movie, but it was a super deep cut. And
that's a 5-point question.
Yeah, that's rough. Because not only is it, like, not a top-tier Carpenter movie, it's not a top-tier movie,
it's quite low.
Yeah, and it's like, the hospital or
no one talking about the ward.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
and then like on that question, Bibbs for the multiple choice said East Bend, and that wasn't an option.
Yeah, there was East Building and North Bend, yeah, something like that.
There was North Bend, Eastern State, I think.
Yeah.
And Bibbs talked about it in the post match. So I'm not sure if it's on the host to be like, that's not an option, because is that a bit unfair to the other team? If you say the answer and it's not a host, I mean, that's sort of on you. I don't totally agree with Bibbs on that specific point, but yeah, they should have just said A or D, I guess.
Well, I just want to point out something. It's just a similar thing. In Matt Noyce versus Snyder, it was a round 2 question. Snyder went multiple choice, missed it. Noyce said the exact same answer that Snyder said, and I'm pretty sure he didn't know. Would that be a similar case of, well, that's just the host saying that was already said, so you have to pick something else? Because they completely just went like it was incorrect. I feel like that's just one where the competitor needs to pay attention, because as both Cushing and Wolf stated, it's not just knowledge, it's a game, it's strategy. Yeah. It's not how you win the game, it's how you play it.
And I mean, worst comes to worst, he could have challenged and they were like, that it should have been addressed, blah, blah, blah. I think that's also worth the challenge. And if they would have won that...
That's one that's fine to challenge.
Yeah, and then if they would have won that, maybe they would have the confidence to do the challenge later, which we'll talk about. But that's fine.
Yeah. So I was going to address one more question. The Blade Runner one, that's sort of the main one where it's like, that shouldn't be in the category of Carpenter. That's a release dates category question, mixed bag, what 80s question, because... in June 1982, you had The Thing, Blade Runner, E.T., Poltergeist, I believe. They all came out in the same month. So it's like, that's a tough question, because that's what you're talking about. You take Carpenter, you don't expect to have to even think about Blade Runner. That's not even in your mind when you're taking Carpenter. So that's sort of the main one where they could be like, can we challenge like this question being in this category?
Yeah, that question was designed to trick people, which should never be a question about movie trivia. It's so weird of a question.
Regardless if you know it or not.
Yeah, like it's one of those questions where it's like everyone's kissing your ass if you get it right, but then if you get it wrong, they're like, well, I mean, you should have knew it. It's just like
because it was either E.T. or Blade Runner.
Yeah,
and Shirewolves was just going to say the other one. Yeah, they didn't say it was wrong.
And then pretend like they knew it was that one the entire time. But so we go over to Shirewolves spin. They get comedy. And they're like, probably not. So they spin.
Too broad, too generic.
And shout out to Clark for not taking it easy on that wheel. Because they've been, the last 10 matches, they're like, easy spins, easy spins. She's like, fuck that. I'm Thor. And she fucking yanks that. Yeah. So they get.
I'm waiting for someone to say it.
There we go.
Yeah, they get 2000s.
They get 2000s, and let's just address the elephant. Those questions were not hard at all, and they were like relatively popular movies. So I mean, I just don't like. I don't care if all the questions are hard or all the questions are easy, but I feel like it needs to be balanced. Like I don't, even if it's my favorite competitors, like I would be complaining the same way if Critically Acclaimed would have got those same questions versus the Carpenter questions for Shirewolves. I just don't like the imbalance, and that's the same thing for round 3 and other matches we've talked about before. There just needs to be some sort of balance, and I just felt like, you know, that was not the case. Like if you write questions on the wheel as a whole should be the same level of difficulty of hardness. Like if you want to write championship level questions, that's fine. If you want to and the match is low scoring, like Dan Merle and Christian, and that one where it's just kind of rough to watch, you know, that is what it is. But you went into that knowing that, you know, the questions are going to be a little harder, and it is what it is. But, you know, you can't have some with categories where they're super easy or at least well-known movies, so at least you can have a, you know, relatively decent guess. Like the Duplex question, or, you know, any of those other movies, you can guess an actor that took place that was, you know, relatively popular in the 2000s. That question about the ward, how are you even going to guess that on 2 points? Not even possible, let alone know it on multiple choice. So, I mean, that is what it is. And I do want to say shout out to Critical Acclaim for getting Mortal Kombat, even though I'm complaining about the question that it should have been there. They did get it right on 2 points, so shout out to them. But back to Critical Acclaim, they had a really, back to Shirewolves, they had a really good round 2, so they took the lead over. We were getting nervous. We were like, uh-oh, this video is a little short now that we think about it. Is this going to, like, get knockout or at least TKO territory?
In knockout territory, yeah.
I was getting pretty nervous. So we go into round 3. Michael, what does Clark spin?
And the score at this point is Critically Acclaimed at 20, Shirewolves at 26. So
pretty scary.
That could either be like a complete destruction for demolition for Critically Acclaimed. They get it wrong, they lose points, and it's over. Or there could be a big swing.
Kananaski, Cushing too.
Yeah, and Clark spun movie quotes on a spin, and I thought that after this last match, Shirewolves are going to bet 1 pretty much, unless it was like the ultimate strength they had. But I was sure they're going to bet 1. The interesting thing was what we Critically Acclaimed bet, because you assume they bet 3, but 2 is a bit of a safe. It gives you an out if you miss it, and quotes is pretty hit and miss category. And they ended up betting 3, and
paid off. Because in what movie?
Down that much.
Was it actually? Did they say horror movie, or did they just say what movie? But the line was
60s film.
It was horror. They said what?
It wasn't 69. It was horror. Yeah.
And it's the classic line. They're coming to get you, Barbara. And it's like,
and as soon as they asked, Clark like throws a hand up, like, damn it, we only bet 1 point.
And that's one of those where
that's what it is. You just don't know.
Yeah. And that's one of those. Like, honestly, like, if you watch any of our matches over here at Confidential Simba, there will be trivia. Like, sometimes I'll write a category and round through and make it like anime or something like super obscure, knowing that people are going to bet lower for their round 3, the 2, and then they're like, oh, I should have known that. So I get why they did that, and that's actually pretty funny, and that's a good strategy. And, you know, we got lucky. Critical Acclaim got back in the game. So we go over to round 4, and it's the buzzer round. At this point, you don't know what's going to happen, because Bibiani's not bad at the buzzer, but Shirewolves are...
Just keep it within, like, 3 points.
Yeah.
You pretty much force Shirewolves to hit 5 points.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, let's go. So the one, Bibiani did really good, Rachel did really good, and then we get to that final one, and that's the controversy, because the first time Bibiani got called on, they said Willie, and then for the last one, they said Beast. So don't get me wrong, I understand there's no one else B on the table, but still, like, just like we were talking about with the Carpenter thing, your mind is in a certain mindset when you're in this match, especially with the pressure of the time. So if you heard William the first time, or Willie, which, you know, is still, you know, but if you heard Will W the first time, you're not expecting B the second time. So I do understand why he took him out, and they're talking about it in the post where it's like he should have challenged, but it's one of those things where they literally say...
Are you even thinking about it?
Yeah, they literally say it at the beginning of the match. They're like, if you want to challenge how a question was worded or the ruling of a question, that wasn't technically the ruling of a question. That was more something else. So I do understand why he didn't necessarily go for the challenge, and that was tough, and that definitely, you know, didn't necessarily affect them in round 5, but it also, you know... Yeah, I mean, it affected the results. No, I'm saying it affected the results, but it didn't affect them, like, their mindset. Like, they were still composed. They still did fine, but that was definitely a huge bummer. But we go into
after round 4, the score now is Shirewolves 30, Critically Acclaimed 23. So at this point, you're like, unless there's a massive collapse, we sort of know how it's going to end.
And then we get the Spielberg for the 2-pointer. Whitney took it, and it was 1989. Richard
Fair,
Dreyfuss
2-pointer?
pilot. Yeah, fair. I mean, if anything, that's more of a 3-pointer even because it's a lesser known. But yeah, it was named the movie, so 2-pointer. He gets Always. I mean, if you know release dates, 1989 is either Last Crusade or Always. Doesn't sound like Last Crusade, so it's Always. So he gets it fairly easily, and then I can't remember what the 3-point category that Bibiani got.
It was Nicole Kidman, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, no.
Because it was who directed The Beguiled, Nicole Kidman, and it was
yeah. You're right. Yeah, it was Nicole Kidman.
Okay, so yeah, and then that was Sofia Coppola. You got that easily. So okay, all right.
Somewhat fair, yeah.
And then we get the 5-pointer. And what was their category, Jake? Do you remember?
It was what? I have no idea.
90s.
Yeah, 90s.
90s, yes, which they spun against Irish Bruce.
What was the question, Michael? Do you remember?
It was in Wayne's World. What is the name of
What's the name of the band?
Now that is a 5-pointer, and they got it right.
That is a 5-pointer.
Yeah. That is one where I will say that's a hard 5-pointer, I will say, and they got it right. Like, good for them.
They know Wayne's World. They've gotten a lot of Wayne's World questions right, actually.
Yeah. I mean, it's like they know who the writer is and what movies they should study, maybe. So we go over to critically acclaim, and the 2-pointer is 70s. Yeah, they go to Shirewolves. The 2-pointer.
Surprisingly enough, Rachel.
Yeah, I do think of the two, she's better at classics. So I understand. Like Rachel's having a better game, so you would think she would take the 3-pointer, but that's just them trusting their strategy. So I do respect that a lot.
And I'm almost positive Clark would have gotten it as well.
Yeah, but I mean, saying you know what I mean. Like when you think of teams,
I'm not sure about that.
That's true.
Okay.
That's neither here nor there.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. Like we talk about that all the time, where it's like 9 out of 10 times a team, the weaker player takes the 2-pointer, regardless of the category. The category could be animated, and it's Matt Nost and it could be westerns, and it's Matt Nost and Rauka, and then Rauka still lets Nost take the anime. The western. You know what I mean? So I mean, sometimes I don't like that strategy, so I do respect them for just actually doing the strategy and letting Clark take the 2-pointer. 70s, who directed Dog Day, pretty easy. Pretty easy, but fair game. 2-pointer.
That's a fair 2-pointer.
So then we go into.
That's been asked in round 1, I believe. You were asked
Sam Levine, JTE.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure.
You mean Sidney Pollack?
There was 1 point, so this is 2 points. So very cool.
Sidney Pollack, Sidney Lumet, Dog Day. But anyway.
JTE said.
Oh, woof.
That's what I'm referencing. JT said.
Poor JT. So and then we go to a 3-pointer, and honestly, I thought this was a tough one. I mean, not really, because they gave
it's a good 3-pointer.
Yeah, it's a good 3-pointer.
You gotta think about it.
But there were enough clues that it's like, I mean, it's only 2 if you really think about it. And she said the right one, and apparently Michael says that's her favorite movie. So I mean, that might have helped.
It is.
So she gets it. They don't really play any games, and you're winning still. Shirewolves.
I should also mention, because it's funny that's a favorite film. And she was not happy with the category. I mean, I don't know if it's just like one where she's just not strong in fantasy sci-fi.
So I remember, I think she spun it versus Sam, and she didn't do too well in it. It's just,
Ooh,
and then
yeah.
I just don't. It's a real.
I just find that funny. The irony that she's particularly not good at fantasy sci-fi, and she spins. And the question is about her favorite film. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would just be like like me if I got like horror, but then I got a question from like Psycho or The Shining. It's like horror as a whole, not necessarily, but 2 of my favorite movies are horror movies. So sometimes it could happen, but yeah. So she gets that, and your winner. So overall, there was some controversy in the match. I wasn't very happy about from a fan perspective, but from a fan of the critically acclaimed and William Bibiani, but a fan of the Schmodown. It was a great match. I don't really necessarily like that they were like scoring title or new scoring record because it's a 5-pointer. Like I feel like that should be differentiated, but neither here nor there.
Especially considering that McQueenie has gotten 35 points in teams 3 times, and top 10 have also tied.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was about. Like.
Yeah. Above the Line have done it twice. Top 10 did it. Take the Cannoli, and now they have done it. So it's like it's not really a record that's broken. They've just tied it. If it said points record tied, absolutely perfect. That's exactly what it is. But
and those were only 3-round matches too. So
besides the title match with Above the Line.
So like that's what I was saying. Like that should be like differentiated, but I mean that's neither here nor there. Overall, as a Schmodown match, it was a very good match, and once I take my emotions out of it as a fan of Critically Acclaimed and Bibiani, I could watch this on a repeat and be like, yeah, that was a great match. And there's still controversy, and if I bet you if they do a repeat, or similar to what we were saying with Kalinowski and Rachel, if they played again, that's going to be a great match, and it could go either way. Same thing here with this match; it could go either way, and I feel like
7 games.
Yeah,
it would always go down to the 7th match.
I mean, regardless of if Rachel has a better record against the person, I don't know, 3-0, but whatever, So it's point is, this was a great match. So final thoughts on the match as a whole, Jake.
Yeah, it was a great performance by Shirewolves. They only missed like 3 questions.
Clark missed 3 around.
4
I
questions.
think they missed.
There was a couple of steals that they missed.
Yeah,
there was the one steal that they missed, but that's like still an amazing performance. Yeah. It's just one where Shirewolves are really like one of the most dominant teams. They're the new Patriots as far as records, accuracy, the points that they score, and I am genuinely curious as to see like what's gonna happen, who they're gonna play next, because it's a win for me either way, because I love Odd Couple and I love Who's the Boss. I kind of thinking that I may want to see Odd Couple, just because they haven't played them, and I've always, one of my dream matches is Snyder versus Cushing, so we would get a version of that. Because I feel Snyder could just easily get into Cushing's head. I just want to see how that would work and how that would play. So, and you also got Mark and Draco, who's good. So I think that'd be interesting. But yeah, I feel bad for Critically Acclaimed with the couple of misses, and they definitely had the harder path. And despite being men, because of course men get it easier, but they had the harder round 2, and I'm just they'll be back.
Yeah, and exactly. Final thoughts, Michael, about the match as a whole.
Like I say, it was a very well played match. Even with the tough round 2 for Critically Acclaimed, they still fought through it, and besides that, they still had a great accuracy. I think they only missed 1 question in round 1, which is Whitney's. They didn't miss any round 3, which again is actually very rare. It doesn't happen that often. And we know there has been story past with Critically Acclaimed in round 3. And they were able to come out championship match and do what they needed to do. Round 5, I mean. Round 3, round 5, you know what I mean. So overall it was a well-played match. Very high scoring. Just pretty clean from the players. Some little bit controversies with some questions and rulings and calling on players. But I mean, Shirewolves, they played well enough to win regardless of whether or not that little speed round thing happened. I probably would have expected them to hit the 5-pointer anyway. Just they're that good. They're 6-0. That's a hell of a record. It's very hard to do. The accuracy is right up there. I don't think this really hurts the accuracy. If anything, it improves it. It's going to be tough to beat. As for who I want them to play, I want them to play Who's the Boss. I just like them better than Odd Couple. Yeah. And I think they'd give Shirewolves a better match, because Odd Couple, Snyder and Draco are very hit and miss. They can both get 3 in round 1. It's a good match. Feel bad, Critically Acclaimed, but they'll be back.
And before I give my final thoughts on the match, I do want to. We talked about it earlier that if the Bibiani would have done that challenge, and if he actually did know it, like he claims in the post match, that's a 2-point swing, and if they would have, they could at least had to fit their 5-pointer and potentially go to sudden death. So
would have been either sudden death or Shirewolves.
Yeah, on the 5-pointer. So I think that would have helped the match overall just be even more entertaining. But yeah, like you said, it was a great match regardless. They played to win regardless of the controversy and all that type of stuff. As a fan, I said asterisks, but yeah, it was a great match. It's going to be one of those that, is going to be talked about, and sometimes that's what you want. Controversy gets, people talking. So regardless of what it is, congratulations to Shirewolves. Huh?
Comment down below.
Yeah, exactly. Comment down below. Controversy. We love playing characters and we get you talking. Ha! Good to know. So with that being said, if you made it to this far in the video, subscribe to Confidential Cinema, because we don't just do Schmodown reactions. We also do our own trivia leagues. We're one of the fan leagues. We also do debates. We have a top 5 show that your actual member of the Schmodown is going to be joining our channel, and he's going to be leading his top 5 show. There's a chance it might be someone you know.
Chase Ellison.
Yeah, exactly. Is that Mark Ellis in disguise? And we also, Michael created a show that eventually will get started when he's not frozen on screen. So with that being said, Michael Campbell, Jake Marangoni, thank you very much for making it into this, and I'm glad that time has passed. We have calmed down, and go watch that Inner Geekdom match because it's a banger.
Shirewolves!